Hey everybody, it is Kit here, and welcome back to another crochet Sunday video, whatever. Just kind of ends up being on Sundays, honestly. But today is the day. A way long time ago, I put out a poll. I was like, "What should we work on?" And glass cozy travel whatever's. Came up, and I was like, cool, yeah. And then I had a whole bunch of things that I wanted to do for other people. But we're now at the glass cozies, which means there's going to be another poll up pretty soon. We are also making one part of that poll was a beanie hat, colorful beanie hat, and we're actually making that on a Sims 4 stream. So yeah, but I'll like show you guys the progress of that. Um, so if y'all want a video on something like this, let me know, basically. And I will happily work on something like this for a video and show you guys the progress. Probably going to finish it tonight on stream as well. It is March 29th for me, and this is probably going to be 2 weeks later. So I'll probably show off what this looks like on another video when we get it done. But yeah, that's what this is. So yeah, but there'll be a poll. So just be aware. So what the glass cozies are? So my mom has a lot of these sorts of bottles. With some of them labels, some without. But we have a lot of bottles and a lot of different stuff, so we have different labels. And we travel a lot. I mean, they live in Texas. She comes here. She always brings the bottles or wherever. And she's always worried that they're going to get, clinking and whatnot. These are nice apothecary bottles, they're expensive. Um, so she asked me over Christmas, she was like, could you please make something that, she'd seen them online, whatever. Can you make something to protect them? And I was like, sure. I can try. So I never looked up a pattern. I just kind of went with it and I figured it out. I made several. And then my mom gave some away. So now I got to make a few more. Hence what we're doing here. So I actually wrote a pattern. It's over here. And it will probably never see the light of day. But I wrote a pattern so I can at least kind of talk people through it. And if y'all want the pattern, or if people want an actual good tutorial, let me know and I will just do another one. But this is it. So we got the little strap just to keep the lid on. Got a little window. And then of course you don't have to do the window if you don't want to. But yeah, I've made a few. Kind of working through my own pattern and figuring it out. So yeah, I've made 3. We're gonna make another one today, and then that should be done with that. It's also made out of a cotton yarn that I've had forever. I mean, it's just a white cotton yarn. I don't know, I made some in a different color when I gave some to my mom because I had some pink ones, pink cotton left over. But yeah. So magic ring is what we're going to start with. It's about like 20 rows. It really does not take that long to make. So let's get to it. Magic ring, and then we're going to chain, oh not chain, we're going to single crochet 6 in that magic ring. The slip knot doesn't really count. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I also recommend having like 2 or 3 of these. That's what I tend to use to mark where I start and where I stop, because we don't do, or at least I don't for this. Again, this is my pattern that I'm just kind of breezing through at the moment. I don't do a slip stitch at the end. So, yeah. Let's see. Yep. Okay. So then we're doing, that's round 1 done. I like to write down. Okay, so then we're just increasing all the way around. And this entire thing is in single crochet. Do, 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 do. Yeah, I might end up making another few of these as well because I think I've got a few of these bottles around, and honestly, they're nice to have, so. Okay, so there we go, that's done. I am using my game headset again for the mic because I just kind of felt like the other one wasn't quite loud enough. So if I just randomly stop talking, that's because it's turned itself off and I need to turn it back on. Okay, so now we're doing round 3, increase, and then a single. Do, 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 do. And for those who maybe watch this but don't really crochet or don't know what an increase is, it's just where you put 2 inside of 1 stitch instead of, just the 1. Hello, mother. Hi. Oh, I don't think she meant to call me because she immediately stopped it. I'll call her back in a minute. Mm-mm. Either that or I accidentally stopped it. I don't know. If she calls again, then I'll pick up. But, like, I'm busy. Unless she's dying. I don't know. I don't think she's dying. I think she's just calling me back for some reason. I'm not sure why. Yeah, our refrigerator actually at the house apparently broke today. Yay! It was made in 2002 though, so is that really surprising? Yeah. Yep, there we go. That makes sense. Now we're done with row 3. Okay, so now we're doing single, increase, single. Yep, and since we're not slip stitching, there's no chain 1 ever. Or not ever, I should say, but it just doesn't happen during this part. But yeah, and then I don't know if anybody remembers the uh, AC debacle, but they hired a AC company because it's supposed to be like warm coming up. Yep, okay. And so they want to come out and check everything while it's kind of warm. Okay, that's fine. My name is not the first on the lease, and that's fine. That's whatever. So they called my folks. My dad texts me. He's like, "Hey, they want to come on Monday, April 1st." I'm like, "Okay, not a big deal." They want to come in the afternoon. Okay, not a big deal. That's my first day of work at my brand new internship. Okay, whatever, not a big deal. I'm not worried. I'm not gonna be home. And then I text my dad. And I'm like, "Do I need to be there to let them in?" Don't get any response. Wait, hang on. Oops. I did that prematurely. Oopsies. Um, don't get any answer. I'm like, okay, all right, whatever. Mm. Turns out, yes, I am supposed to be here. Well, that's not gonna work. Oh, you can go and sign for this, sign a permission slip for maintenance to let them in. Okay, I'll go do that today. It's Friday. Friday before Easter Sunday. I have no communication from the front office that they are not going to be open. I go at 2 o'clock. They're not supposed to close till 5. They're not there. Well, this is a problem because, Monday. Okay, well, the office opens at 9:30. My first class is at 10. I have to be on campus basically at 8:30 to get a parking spot. So that's just not going to happen. My class doesn't let out till 11, till 1:30. And I am like, okay, maybe at 2 I can swing by. and let them in, or not let them in, but swing by the office and see if I can sign that stupid slip since the company's supposed to be here at freaking 4. But because my job is literally like just 2 miles down the road, so I can probably do that. That's my goal. But it's highly aggravating to me. Okay, now we're on row 4. No, I'm sorry, that was row 4. Now we're doing row 5. Um, this is where something gets slightly different because now we're done with the bottom. Now we just got to work up. So it's singles all the way around. You're just working in the front loop only to make it stand up, so to speak. So yeah. Um, but no communication from the front office at all. No emails, no nothing that they were going to be closing early for Good Friday or maybe not even be here, period. And I didn't think anything of it. I've been working on things all day. I was like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to go do that. Okay, well, they should be back from lunch. Oh no, no. But that is something with the management here. One time the manager was sick all week. Literally was at home with the flu all week. No communication. Didn't message the apartment complex. Didn't have somebody come cover because there was nobody else. Didn't even give a, hey, I'm sick right now. You could not call. You could not get in. It was ridiculous. And so now we've got a new person for the front desk, so I thought that issue was going to be solved. No, apparently not. So that's just annoying the hell out of me right now. For the most part, I like my apartment. I like, the space. Like, it could have gotten a lot worse. It could be a lot worse. It's just, it gives me an appreciation for having a house and being able to manage things on your own. Because I cannot call this company that they're working with and say, hey, can we reschedule potentially for like Tuesday or something? I can't because I'm not the one who's in charge. So it just gives me an appreciation for when I'm able to own my own home or whatever it is. Okay, so that's row 5. Now row 6 is literally row 6 and row 7. You're literally just going up until you get to whenever if you have the like I've got this, right? I need to get to right here. So, because I want to create the window, but we've just got to get up like womp, if that makes sense. You can see where this would be really quick to whip up. But yeah, so that's been that, and it's been my aggravation for the day. Yeah. But I am excited to start work. I'm excited to have a paycheck. I'm excited to save. Because I've got a semester, one full semester left and a partial, and I've been blessed enough to not have to take out a loan, and I'm trying really hard not to. Really, really hard not to. So, but now I've got all summer to work on finding more scholarships and also, working and earning money to try and save up for school. And it is going to be full time, so that is great. Okay, so that's row 6. But yeah, so that's that. Yeah, I've also been trying to think of future projects. Because it was really the hat, the headband, and then this that was like next. Well, we're doing the hat on stream, so I'll probably just go on ahead and do the headband. Since I have the yarn out and I've got it down here, I'm also going to be really pushing towards my little secret project. I still need to do more letters before I can work on the rest of that. But now I'm like, what else do we do? Like, what else do I do? Do I start working on a blanket? Do I do some smaller projects? Should we do a shawl? Um, should I do more like hand and, you know, whatever sets? Should I do a scarf? Um, what do y'all want to see as well? So if y'all want to see something in particular, just let me know. Mm-mm-mm. Busy, busy, busy. I think we're just about ready for the next step as well. As you can see, this is just, very fast repeat, thankfully. My mom loves them, so that works. She gives them to her friends. I'm probably just going to use, I don't know if I should keep some of this yarn or if I should just literally make as many cozies as possible with this yarn. And then that way, I just have them just in case. I don't know, seems like a good idea to me. So, as you can see, not quite here. And if you're feeling like it's a little loose, you can always just do a little decrease here and there. Which I think I'm going to do. So, probably about one more row. And I'll throw in like one or two decreases. Right there, and then dooch, dooch. Do another one right here. But yeah. I'm just glad because I made a big list of things I want to accomplish this year. Um, writing, games, internship, school, all sorts of stuff, you know what I mean? And it's very gratifying to see that I'm making progress in that. Like, one of them was to show off, not show off, but do more crochet type stuff, more yarn content, knitting, all of that on my channel, and also to work through my yarn stash. And I'm able to do both, thanks to y'all. Whatever wonderful people watch this or just support me on this channel, and allow me to have this space because I very much appreciate you guys so very much for allowing me that space. Okay. So, now we are at the next quote unquote row. um, and that took maybe 4 rows-ish for me to do this. Again, it's not like I have a pattern for you guys to read or post it anywhere, but let me know and I can work on that. So if I do another row, it's going to cover up my writing. Oh, it's this finger. Hi. Um, so we're going to start making the window. We need stitch markers. And then, essentially, let me see if I can show you guys this. I can. You're going to show where, you're going to get some stitch markers and stick them where you want the window, quote unquote, to start. Hello. It died. We all know it did the dying. Not the dying, but my headset turned off. Okay. So this is where we want that. I was sticking it the wrong way. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to do singles up until the first stitch marker, up to. Okay. Then we're at the stitch marker. We're going to do a single in here. Then we're going to move it. And then in between, in between these stitch markers, we're going to do slip stitches. And then we're going to do a single into that one, right there. Then we're going to move it. And we're just doing singles all the way around. All the way around. All the way around. Okay. Okay. And then that row is done. I've got 10 rows. You may have less, you may have more. I don't know. Okay, so now we're going to crochet to the first stitch marker. Single crochets to the first stitch marker. That would be this one right here. And then we're going to do that. Cool, we're going to remove the stitch marker. And guess what? We're chaining one and we're turning. And that is quote unquote the end of that row. If you want to count that as a row. And then in that very first stitch, we're doing a single. And then we're going to replace our stitch marker just to know where it's at. And we're going all the way around to this marker. So this one right here. And then we're going to stop all in singles. It's not like it's even, it's not like it's perfect. We all know I'm very, very, very not perfect. Very not perfect at this at all. I don't make patterns, I don't do whatever, but I am proud of myself for figuring this out. It's versatile, it works, and it works for what my mom needed, so I'm very happy with myself on that one. Yeah. And, you know, the cool thing is that you can do it in whatever colors and vibrant whatevers, because there's a lot of cotton yarn and different colors and things nowadays, which is nice. Especially for the face scrubbies. I like my face scrubbies. Excuse me. Oh, there you are. I like to just make a note of our very first stitch marker and where we started and, you know, finished and all of that with the stitches. It's just nice to know where everything's at for later. Oh. Never mind. We're done. Ha! I was like, what the hell is that? No, I went past where we were supposed to go. Okay, yeah. Anyway, that's the end of the round. I'm like, what sort of stitch is that? What did I do? Okay. So now, as you can see, we've got a little bit of a window. Yeah. So, chaining one. We've already technically turned, and we're just going to do that. Do that, and then we're going to put you in there. And we're gonna keep going. And we're just gonna go single crochets all the way back to the other side of the window. Okay. And look at that, we're already back here. Whoops. Whoa, hello. Rude much? Excuse you. Okay. So now here comes the question. Do we need to do that again? Or do we have a tall enough of a window? It can be a little weird to stick it in at this point. I would say... I would say it's tall enough. So now at this point, we're chaining 4, and then we're going to single crochet it to that side. Okay. And then if you're always worried about it, guess what? Nope, take it back. We were not tall enough. That's how you know. We need to do that one more time, and then it'll be tall enough. Technically, I can see it, but no, don't want it. I don't want it like that. So we're going to just do that little repeat. What was that noise? I don't know what that noise was. Alright, so then we just go the other way. I don't know what's with my voice lately. It's like I've been talking too much. I don't know. I'm gonna drink some tea after this, though. I'm working on trying to get some videos up and done and backlog, and that's what I'm gonna be working on the next few days. Just so I've got a little bit. Crochet I'm pretty okay on. Like, this is going up 2 weeks into the future for me. But all my other stuff is not where I would like it to be. I've just got a lot going on, as per usual, right? So now it's definitely tall enough. So we're just gonna do that chain 4 and yeah. One, two, three, 4. Okay. Let's see, and then da 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 da. So we've got our little window, and that'll work. Was that a single or did I do a slip? What the heck did I just do? I might have done a slip. I wanted to do a single. These these stitch markers can be very annoying. Okay, so we don't really need that anymore. And then, you guessed it, we're going all the way around. Okay. Okay. And then from this point, you're just going to build it up until you get to the top. of your bottle, which roughly is about right here. And we're like right here. So it's like 2 or 3 rows. It's not too bad. Yeah, sometimes it amazes me. I look down and I'm like, how is it that I can take this? Just we take this string, and we make this, and we make this, and we make a whole letter. That's an E. I know it's hard to see, but it's an E. Or we make a hat. You know what I mean? Like, it's insane to me sometimes that I know how to do it. And I can't tell you how it works. I'm not that smart. It's wild, though. It works. It works, and I love that it works. You are doing singles in this chain 4 and every single chain 4, of course, and it does get a little wonky as it naturally would. But once you do it, it's done. Okay, I'm pretty sure I gotta do it like 2 or 3 more times. But I like keeping an eye on what it's gonna take, basically. Or how many rows. But you can definitely see where you can whip up one of these really quickly. If you're proficient, I should say. It's not too terrible as well. Like, it's fairly beginner friendly. You just need to know how to do the magic circle, magic ring, magic circle, whatever. Of course, you could just chain like 2 or 3 and do that as well. I just like magic rings. It was an annoying skill to learn and get my fingers to be okay with it. Okay, let me use it. I'm happy. I'm happy, dang it. And another thing with this is that it's very versatile. So I mean, you can always just adjust it per your bottle. I'm still very proud of myself for figuring this out. I'm sure there's so many patterns online, though. I am sure there are so many, but I didn't look at a single one. I was like, I can figure this out. I'm smart. And lo and behold, woohoo! I don't know if I wrote down that extra row or not. Whoops. I don't know. It don't matter. We either are on row 15 or 16, technically. At this point, it's like, let's not break the bottle, Kit. What the hell is that? What got on my bottle? I need more yarn. Well, from this. See, I had more of this, but this is the 4th one I've made, so I may just finish this out with bottle cozies. Like, dang. Okay. Yeah, I might just finish this out, because I don't really know what else I'd use this yarn for. It's not like it's that hard to get either. It's literally just white cotton. And the reason I did cotton was because if something gets on the bottles or whatever, it's soft, so it'll protect them from clinking. Um, so now we're on either 16 or 17. Doesn't really matter. Um, and it is like a little off, just because the way you had to kind of go back and forth. But again, that's not really the purpose. But like basically, you want it to be right. It's right here. It's somewhere in here, and that's actually where I'm about to just go around and get to it. Um, is just to kind of get over here, and that'll work. But basically, we're already there. I just need to finish that. Yeah. So we're just going to go around to that point, and we're going to slip stitch. And then we're officially in the last little bit. Probably another 5 minutes and we'll be done, so not too bad. Nice, quick, versatile. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we've done tons of projects this year or not. Okay, so now we're here. I'm here. Okay, I'm gonna slip stitch into the next one. Boom. So that is actually now even. So that's great. We get rid of that stitch marker. And now we are officially in the last little bit. So now we're like on row 17 or 18, whatever. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Okay. So now we're going to do the strap. So I know for me, when I get to this point, it is pretty much chain 16 to get it over and attach it. So that's what we're going to do. You just need to adjust it for your own bottle if you are doing one of these. I have no idea what bottle you're using. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. And I always just like to stick it in there. Again, don't put your bottle away. um, and then I just like to have it go over and see if that's roughly where it's at. Just, make sure that everything's kind of whatever. And it is. So then I'm going to, let's see, where do I want it? I'll put it right here. I'm gonna do a slip. And now I can remove this. Thereabouts. Okay. So now I did a slip. I'm going to do a single. In the next one, I'm going that way. And then we're moving up this. And we're doing singles. My headset has died. Or fallen asleep, I should say, not died. Keep saying die because it just goes dun dun. Makes the same noise it does when it turns off and I won't turn back on, so. It's going night night. I need to get some dinner after this. I'm thinking maybe a little bit of a steak. Ooh, I have broccoli and I also have some potatoes because I wanted some potatoes. But do I want potatoes right now? I don't think I do. Not right now. Maybe tomorrow or Sunday, though. No! No, 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 you're rude. Yeah, it's literally just working in the chains. That's the most annoying bit of this entire dang pattern. So it's literally just like two small sections of rows. Just 1.5, 1.25 rows. It's funny to me. Okay. Okay. So now you just want to make sure that you don't twist it. Like, that's where it's at. And I need to attach it like that. So we have to kind of turn it a little bit, and we just got to attach it right here with a single. That should work. Then you just want to make sure it's not at all twisted. Not that badly. It doesn't look like it is, so we're good. Yeah, did I want to? Yeah, that's fine. So now I'm going to go over one, or am I? No, I take it back. I don't want to do a single. I want to do a slip. This is always where it looks just a little wonky, but it does its job, and that's the entire point of it. We're going for versatile here, alright? I'm going to do a slip. Then we're doing a single. And guess what? We're going back across. It's a lot easier this time because we've already done singles. We're almost done. And just like that, another project is knocked out. And I'm almost done with this skein. I could probably get another 2 or 3 out of this, so I'm probably going to do that. Alright, so now, boom, boom. Then we're just going to turn. And we're doing it one more time. I just like to have enough of a wide one. Do I want that, or do I want to slip? This is always where it's like, do we just do a slip and then go back, or what? Because it's all about making this as secure as possible. I think that works. Yeah. It always looks a little funky, but again, it's just secure as possible. Do you need to make it a little bit more? Do you make it a little less? You may not even want that. But I like it because it secures it to the bottle and it keeps the lid on. And this is the last row. So then we're just going to do a slip, and we're going to do another slip, and then I'm going to secure that, and we're going to cut it. Where's my scissors? There's my scissors. Okay. We're going to weave in the ends, and then this pretty much is done in 45 minutes. Nice. It's like 44 minutes right now. Cool. So then I just like to weave her all in. Hide it. Gotta hide it. Yep, I'm starting to get hungry now. To be fair, I've really not had anything to eat all day, so, you know. That'll do it. But yeah, so, when it comes to projects, Do y'all want to see more small ones? Do y'all want to see bigger ones? Coming up, I know some people were interested in the shawl. Should we start one of those? Should I start working on knitting? Is that something I should start doing? Because I mean, it's all going to get done, and I want to do all of it. It's just what to do right now. There's that one hidden. Scissors are over here. Okay. And then we gotta do the one here at the bottom. Okay. So, what way do we go? Let's go this way. No, lots of clips and cuts on this one. This one's a sit down, do it all in one take, sorta. Which it works just fine, right? Do 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 do. If y'all have any project ideas as well, like other patterns or, have you made this? Have you done that? I'm always on the hunt for like new ideas, new stuff. So let me know. There we go. Alright. That should be good. I'm happy with that. There's so many scraps over there on my desk. I need to throw them away. Alright. Of course, when it comes to the strap, how about we remove the little thing? You just gotta wiggle her in there. And you can always make it as wide or whatever as you want. So, you can kind of tell there's a distinct whatever on one side where it's more built up than the other. It looks weird, but you know what? It works. You can always make it go up and like try to, but see, you can't really decrease because then you can't slip it in there. So, if anything else, no, it's the side. You can just kind of. It works. You can see the little window. So you can hear that. Can't hear it because, yeah. So it's nice. It works. It's sturdy. And best of all, my mom liked it, and now I'm gonna be able to replace the ones that she gave away. Woohoo! So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Oh, I need to cut that a little closer apparently. But yeah, that is the glass bottle cozies. There's gonna be a poll coming up relatively-ish soon, probably in the next week or two, just to give me an idea of like what I should be working on next. And yeah. And let me know if you guys want a proper tutorial on this or pattern written somewhere. But you can sit down and knock it out pretty quickly, 45 minutes. So yeah. Anyways, bye guys. Have a great week, and thanks so much for letting me share my obsession. Bye.